A trip to Florence, Oregon is the best cure for those foggy Willamette Valley blues. And I'm telling you, we had a bad case of the blues.
I'll have a continental breakfast.
But when you go to Florence, you gotta know where to eat and where to stay overnight. We'll show you. And we have an interview tonight with Mayor Piercy and her husband David. And a story that's just gonna blow you away. I'm not dead. That sounds like something interesting. If you're into romance and you want to show that special person in your life that you really are the man, you're romantic, well, a weekend away begins at the Edwin K Bed and Breakfast. It's in Old Town, on the west end, just on the other side of the bridge. When Kathy and I come to Florence, one of our favorite places to stay is the Edwin K Bed and Breakfast. Located right on the river on Bay Street, you're right just down the street from downtown. And look, they just got some press. Edwin K is turning 100 years old this year. So we're going to take you inside, introduce you to Marv and Lori, and tell you more about the bed and breakfast. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Little free publicity, the Sears house.
It is. It's special, isn't it?
100 years.
100 years old.
Marv and Lori Van de Street, and they own the Edwin K, and they fixed this place up. And this is probably, it has to be the most romantic place on the Oregon coast. What are you guys trying to do here? What is this? How do you describe the Edwin K?
Well, we want to create a place where you can come and relax, get away from maybe the kids and the noise and all the things that we deal with every day. And so it's a very quiet atmosphere. The home is 100 years old, and it's just a great place to come and relax.
Now, it used to sit up on the hill, and then they brought it down here, and you guys purchased it when? When did you buy this?
We've been here 10 years. We have 7 rooms that we rent out here. We can sleep up till 17? We can sleep up to 17 people. And we serve a 5-course breakfast in the morning, and just do some, we make all of our own jams and all that stuff. So we try to make it a real homemade breakfast.
So what do you brag about when you brag about this place?
I brag about the architecture of the house, the fact that it is 100 years old, and all the things that are still original to the house. We like to show off that kind of thing. And we got the best front porch in town. Actually, you can sit right there and just enjoy the water and the sand dunes and just relax. It's a good place to relax.
We come here for anniversaries and things like that are memorable like that. You can come here anytime, but there's something nice. You sit by a fire, you're sitting here, the river's right out there, and the wood kind of envelopes you and you're cozy. And the best time's a storm. I love being here on the stormy time. You hang out here a lot?
We hang out here a lot.
A lot.
So what is Mon Ami?
Mon Ami is Cindy.
Mon Ami means my friends,
My love.
my friends.
You say it's Cindy. What does that mean?
Cindy, nobody in this community gives more to this community than Cindy does.
Cindy who? Cindy Woby. You met her last month. She helped sponsor the Strangest Reindeer Show. Well, she owns one of the nicest restaurants in town in Florence. It's called Mon Ami. Let's go check it out. So we're here with Diane Marty. She's the head chef and the manager at Mon Ami, and this is the place to go if you want really, truly fresh food.
That's right.
So tell us about, you guys roast your own deli meat?
Yes. We also make our own salads. We bake our own pastries, scones, turnovers, croissants. And this is where we do everything.
Soup, everything's made right here. Not bad for a one-bed kitchen.
That's right. We do homemade soups. Today we're having navy bean. We do split pea, vegetable.
Mon Ami means what?
Mon Ami means my friend. People who come here, we try to create an atmosphere of friendship. We try to sit along with you. We try to get to know you, your family, your friends.
I'm not kidding you. This woman knows how to cook fried chicken. Good morning. I'm good. Fried chicken.
Next Friday.
Next Friday.
Yeah.
you guys really do this? That's really what you're serving here. It's not only
Yes.
fresh food, but you're serving up friendship, and that's really comes
And family.
from... Yeah.
Hi, how you been? This is I believe our 16th year, and this is just what we do. Been here longer than most of the businesses here in Florence, and I think that's exactly the reason why, is because we welcome you like we would welcome you in our own home.
They make really good espresso and coffee.
Yes.
And there's antiques here. So we got a little bit of everything, and we'll be back to that in just a little bit.
Okay.
We recently sat down with Eugene Mayor Kitty Piercy and her husband David to talk about love and politics. But we had such a great conversation, we thought we'd share a little bit more with you about politics and running for office and serving a city like Eugene.
I want the best for everybody, not just some people, and that I do my best to serve everybody in the community, and that's just not a slogan. That's how I actually truly feel. I do like finding ways to try to make a difference. I do like trying to make a juster world. I do like trying to be sure that everybody gets to the table.
Being married to a busy politician can't be easy.
I have to call the office to make appointments.
David says a lot of people misunderstand his wife.
Because I can blow off steam and yell at somebody, and she'll quiet me down and say, but, you know, they have a point. They have a right to say their position. They have a right to get upset. And so I think that's probably one of the major things they don't know, is that she's respectful of all viewpoints, all people, and that's very consistent. I've only heard her cuss about it a few times.
People can be pretty mean during a campaign, and that's not easy for a partner watching while people attack his wife.
It does hurt him.
Yeah, it's hard. Well, you know, the day-to-day stuff and the day-to-day nastiness is not all that hard. Really, the hardest part is campaigning. You know that. It's where people are actually purposefully giving misinformation.
When you're going through the day-to-day stuff where you're working on policies and people get all worked up and they say the stuff that they do, or they say things that they think they know that they don't necessarily know, it's easier to let go of that than it is during the campaign season, when you feel you're just being personally attacked, and that's very
unfairly and
very, very hard on your psyche, I think, and so that makes that one of the least pleasurable experiences I can imagine is actually running for office. Serving, I like.
The last campaign for mayor, the person said, "You're personally responsible for the person who died over in the homeless camp. You're personally responsible for that person's death. You're a murderer." I mean, you can't get over that kind of name calling, because it's mean-spirited. First of all, it's not true.
The news guy in me just had to ask.
Well, what I'm saying is, as of now, I have no intention to run again.
So what does that mean, Kitty Piercy?
That means exactly what I said.
That's not clear enough. What does that mean?
Well, unless something happens to persuade me otherwise, it means that my intention is this will be my last term. And in part, back to the theme of this, it's about having someone who's been such a good and wonderful husband through these political years here, and then, you know, a little freedom to travel and to...
We had a great time talking to David and Kitty. Wait till you hear what they have to say about love and politics, but that's later.
I feel really lucky, because I'll tell you, this job is so tough sometimes. Having someone that you can share your frustrations with, that kind of enjoys the politics things too, and who really supports you is you know, can't replace that. That's the best.
It's okay to talk about it. It's okay to tell somebody what's going on. The constant phone calls are constantly coming, you know, to everybody's house looking for you. Their partner is, you know, disrespectful to them or demeaning to them. It usually starts small. You know, they'll make snide comments like, you know, she's fat or she's ugly, or you know, she's a whore, constantly, you know, accusing you of being with, you know, guys, or, you know, jealousy. You know, if they're extremely jealous, that's one sign that's huge, and controlling. That's the whole point, is to isolate you from all the people you care about. You're just simply pointing out their behaviors. Well, you know, I noticed that he calls you a lot. You know, it's like, because maybe you're not aware. Well, I noticed that, you know, that's like the 10th time he's texted you. You've only been here 10 minutes. I would like them to know that there is a way out, that, you know, life can change, that, you know, you don't have to stay stuck.
So if you do decide to leave the sunshine in Florence and go back to Eugene and Springfield, and you're hungry and you want Mexican food, the only place to go is Ranchero Grill over in Springfield. It's right on Mohawk, right next to McDonald's. Take a look at this video of Abe and his crew and what they do.
What I will tell you, you know, about our food is that we prepare everything from scratch. So we make sure we hire people that have the passion for making food. That's one of the ingredients. The other one, we make sure that our recipes, they use the ingredients that we tell them to use. And before we put it into the market, we make sure we test, you know, try it. What I love about this business is the people. I'm a people person, so I love to interact with people, and I love to make people feel good.
The winner of this month's Ranchero Grill Rick Dancer TV 2 dinners and 2 drinks giveaway is Rob Miller. Rob, congratulations, you're the winner. So you just have to go in, talk to Abe, he already has your name, and you can pick up your prize. That's 2 free dinners and 2 free drinks. And all you have to do to participate is go to Ranchero Grill and put your name in right under the Rick Dancer TV sign, and you may win next month. You never know. So the thing you will never forget about staying at the Edwin K, besides the nice beds and the double shower and the hot tub in your room, is the breakfast. How many courses, Marv, do you guys give people? Because it seems like you just keep bringing it and bringing it and bringing it.
Well, we do. We do serve a 5-course breakfast, and we do bring it out a course at a time. We start with a fruit compote, and when you finish with that, then we bring out what we call the main breakfast, which is usually an egg souffle with some potatoes that we do in the oven. It'll also have some meat and maybe some bread choice with that. And then we bring out some fresh fruit and then some baked breads of different sorts like orange poppy seed and cinnamon streusel and like that. And then what we're kind of famous for is we finish up with a hot scone right out of the oven. And we make several different flavors, and they're just nice and warm and just have a great texture and a great feel to them. I think the thing that draws us to it is the people that come in our front door. And we do have about 2,500 guests a year come through our doors, and they come from all walks of life and from every country around the world. And it's just amazing how they get to Florence, Oregon, and then what they do and all that kind of stuff. It really makes it fun.
So you guys have high teas. How many of these a year do you have, and what is it?
We do 6 high teas a year. We try to make them a traditional tea where you can sit down. We will serve you with a pot of tea.
It's the little fancy glass, or
yes.
That's not a glass, it's a teacup, right?
Right.
I mean, I'm a guy, I don't know these things.
They're theme oriented. Usually we'll have a Mother's Day tea. We'll do 2 different Christmas teas. The one that we're going to do next will be the Valentine's tea.
Why are people so into that, do you think?
I think it's their chance to kind of sit down and relax and be served in a way, but we try to make people feel really special. You know, we are here just to do this for you, and you can sit down for an hour or so and just enjoy yourself. Take reservations. We have 2 seatings, 11 and 1 o'clock. This year will be on the 15th. And you can call here at Mon Ami. You can go to our website.
And they'll find it.
Yeah.
We took our Look Me in the Eye program to Hamlin Middle School in Springfield. Look Me in the Eye is about inclusion for people with disabilities. At that assembly, we met this young man, and he is absolutely amazing.
Disability is the word I hate, absolutely hate. Because it implies that something is wrong with you when nothing is wrong. I think it should be struck from the dictionary. gifted, differently abled, adaptable. Oh yes, it applies to all people of all ethnic backgrounds, of all races, and of all genders. What gets under my skin is when people come up to me, and I'm quoting here, and say, "What's your problem? What's wrong with you?" And I say, "I don't have one. I don't." It just irritates the daylights out of me. It does when someone walks up to me and treats me like a baby. I am a living, breathing organism. I relish the opportunity to get my 2 cents in, and I think people need to hear what people like me and Nick and the rest of my school heard today.
So, you see what I mean? You'll be hearing more from Jameson on our next show. In my house, if the room isn't right at the hotel, nothing is right. So guys, if you're going away for a weekend, you need to get a nice place if you want the romance. Let's go look at these rooms. You have how many rooms?
We have 6 rooms in the house and then one that's apartment suite above where we live.
All right, let's go look at the jacuzzi tub and the double shower.
Okay. And this is our spring room.
Okay.
We have a queen size bed and a double jacuzzi tub and a double shower with 2 shower heads.
This is the nice, I like this room.
This is the most romantic room. One of them.
What people should understand is this is date weekend. This is couples getting away. This
Yes.
is not bringing the children
No.
to the Edwin K.
No.
Now you also have a very romantic room with a clawfoot tub.
Yes.
Tell me about that. That's a little different, but it's very unique.
It's very unique. It's in the middle of the room, but it does have curtains all the way around it. It does have a shower head in it, so it's kind of very unique in that because it's a shower and a tub.
Downstairs you have how many other
There's a double jacuzzi tub downstairs called the Indian Summer Room. It's a place to come, renew, relax, and just refresh yourself.
That really is a good way to describe it. There's something about the Oregon coast and antiques that just seem to go together. And where do you find some of the most eclectic? Mon ami.
An eclectic mix of whatever we get our hands on. You know, everything's for sale. We have gifty things here like soaps and candles, but then you go over here and you have antique silver. So really whatever you collect, you could probably find it here.
And Cindy travels around and kind of when she's out doing stuff, she's always looking for something to fill the shop. Tell me about Antique Row, because I think, you know, those of us who come to Florence, we know where Antique Row is, but maybe other people don't. There's a strip along here on 101 with a bunch of, how many antique shops here?
I think there's 10 or 12. We have a strip on our side and then across the street.
And this is a destination for people who are into the old. And I'm getting more into the old the older I get. Contemplating your own death is not something that many of us really wants to spend a lot of time doing. But sometimes you get a diagnosis and it forces you to do that. Sometimes you don't have a choice. The woman you're going to meet tonight is a friend of mine who just found out that she's going to die. And what she's doing will amaze you. Knowing you're going to die soon, in a few weeks or a few months, is something most of us don't want to think about, let alone talk about publicly. But 48-year-old Laura Mason Caldwell is not like most of us.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Laura has decided no more chemo, no more radiation. It's time to stop.
Stage 3 breast cancer, so it had moved from my breast into my lymph nodes. Since then, it's moved into my brain, unfortunately. I think we've had a range of emotions about what that's like. At first, of course, really shocking and scary. I think scary just the process of death I think is scary, but I'm optimistic that hospice is gonna take care of me. I'd had clear mammograms for 6 years prior to my diagnosis, and I actually had a clear mammogram 2 months before my diagnosis. had my annual mammogram, and it had come back fine. Started to have pain under my arm, went and had this ultrasound, and had a biopsy, discovered we had cancer. So when I asked my doctor that at that time, why wasn't this caught? Because they said I'd had it for 2 years.
2 or maybe 3.
And I said, why was this never caught? I was doing all the things that I was told to do. And he said it was because I had what they called dense breast tissue. And I remember I talked to him, I said, no one has ever told me I have dense breast tissue. Why has no one ever said this to me? And he said, well, it's not something we usually tell women. He said that very thing to me, and I thought, well, that's just really absurd. But having dense breast tissue is a risk factor that most women don't know about, and it can increase their chances of having breast cancer, but it's also almost virtually impossible to catch on a regular mammogram, because if you have extremely dense breast tissue, it shows up like cancer, exactly like cancer, white. And so I just started writing and just said, who's doing this? What are we doing? This is my story. And I started just by writing letters, wrote a letter to Defazio, wrote a letter to everyone I could think of to testify in front of the Senate and the House committees on this bill. And we had it passed in June and signed in June. Or it passed in May.
Extremely moving time speaking to the subcommittee.
It was very
because
cool.
It was just days after she had found out that she was going to have brain surgery to remove the tumor, and the likelihood of recurrence was enormously high.
But my headaches were getting worse, and so we went back for a quick little MRI right after the first of the year, and they found 4 new tumors that are really deep in my tissue, and so they're not even getting touched by this treatment that I was doing. It didn't give me 2 months, but those 2 months would be spent in the doctor's office every day, having radiation, losing my hair, feeling sick all the time, extreme fatigue. And I just said, I'd rather not have those 2 months of that. I'd rather just have that time with my family. So we just made a decision to not do anything.
During our visit, a package was delivered from Representative Peter Defazio's office, and a flag that flew over the nation's capital to honor Laura's efforts.
Oh, it's handwritten. How cool is that? Okay, I'm not going to be able to read it probably. Thanks to Laura's work, we have a new law in Oregon that requires doctors to inform patients in writing if they have dense breast tissue. This is a small change that could have a major benefit. Had Laura been informed about these risk factors early on, she may have been able to catch her cancer before it spread. For that reason, House leadership needs to bring up the Bipartisan Breast Density and Mammography Reporting Act, HR 3404, for a vote. We'll make sure that women across the country have access to the information necessary to detect breast cancer early when it is most treatable. Peter Defazio. Very cool. Cool. Yeah, it's very cool.
Laura doesn't want to die, but she says sometimes knowing that you're dying actually can bring you life.
So I think the leaving part is the hardest part. There's a lot of things to do to get ready to leave. So those things keep me busy. Things I want to say that I'm trying to get said before I go. But it's also really freeing, sort of, in a sense that I've been fighting for over 2 years on this. I don't have to fight in that way anymore. I can just live.
You guys are lucky she doesn't charge by the hour, because you guys have been taking up space for a long time in here.
So this is our spring room.
Good weather all the way been exposed to. All I God knows what to do right now. And the queen of my heart, and the queen of my heart, and the queen of my heart, and the cream of my heart.
Smart about it. Yeah, ready? There you go. It looks like you love it. That's awesome. Nice to meet you, man. Yeah, you too. Thanks, man. Good fun.
Well, I guess that wraps things up for us lovers.
On our next Rick Dancer TV show, we're going to look at love. Shifter, smart, sexy, and stubborn. Romance as a novel idea. But we're talking about all kinds of love. Love is more than chocolate and a card. What about love when you're single? Love in politics.
Love is when you know that somebody else cares about you as much as they care about themselves. And love is kind of when you know someone's got your back all the time and values you as a human being.
Love when it works and why.
Love is not perfect, but love can be enjoyable, and it shouldn't hurt, and it's a great thing, and I wouldn't change it.
Love as acceptance.
But it's all a lie. You're not supposed to fit in. You're supposed to be unique, right? And so you're supposed to be different. Do you get that?
And love till death do you part.
And that's what I've been telling the kids too. I said, Mom may not be here physically, but she's going to be part of our family forever. She's going to be part of you and part of me. We'll talk about her and we'll keep her memory alive.
Hi, I'm Rick Dancer. Do you have a business or a nonprofit and you have a story that you need to get out, but you look at traditional media and you think, who's watching TV commercials? Who's listening to the radio? Who reads the newspaper? So how do you get your message out? That's what Rick Dancer Media Services does. We come in, we, through video, tell your story, and then we show you how to get it out on social media, the internet, places you can use for free to control your message. Traditional media is losing its audience, and other methods are gaining, and we can help you use those methods to tell your story. Let me tell you something. What people want is, yes, they want to buy products, but you know what? They're buying from you. They want to know who the person is behind the product, and that's what sells. That's what's important to people, and that's what they want. If you need some services and some help, rickdancer.com, rickdancer.tv, or email me, rick@rickdancer.com. We can help you. It's not brain surgery.